Hey everybody, I'm Becki Adams. Thank you for stopping by the Scrapbook and Cards Today YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a layout that is featured in the 2025 spring and summer issue of Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, and I'm using the My Life 365 collection from Bella Boulevard. This is a super fun collection that is great to have on hand because it will cover so many different occasions that you have throughout the year. Lots of holidays, seasons in the signature, bright, bold, fun artwork and colors from our friends at Bella Boulevard. So to get things started, I have 3 photos that I'm working with today. They're photos that I took on a vacation that we took in 2024 to the Bahamas with my little family and my mom. So to start things off, I am just using a few pattern papers to kind of create the background for this layout. I found this strip of pattern paper that had tons of different colors in it, in that rainbow stripe paper right there, and I decided that that's kind of what I wanted to use as my jumping off point on this project. So I cut that strip out. And on these strips, before I turned my camera on, I did a little bit of sewing with my sewing machine and white thread just to add some texture and some fun dimension, just add a little something extra on this layout. So I'm adhering these strips with just my scrapbook.com tape runner. Before I attach those strips at the top, I'm just going to remove the branding strip there at the top so I can make sure that I have everything placed exactly where I want it. And then after I get these last couple of strips in place, then it's going to be time to go ahead and start adding the rest of my elements. I want to get this background all put together first. So again, I'm adding that striped pattern paper that I'm pulling all of the colors for this layout from, and just adding that tiny bit of a blue border to the top and bottom. So I just cut those strips slightly bigger than my multicolored striped papers so that I have just that little pop of blue at the top and the bottom of the stripes. And I did that. I wanted to make sure and have a couple variations of and tones of blue because most of these pictures were taken, well, they were all taken in the ocean or by the ocean. And so I wanted to make sure and have that blue play a dominant part in this layout. So as I mentioned earlier, I have 3 photos that I'm working with. One is a 4x6 photo. The other is a 3x4, are 2 3x4 photos. I just printed my photos at home on an at-home printer, and I always print my photos with a little bit of a white border. And I think that just makes them stand out from the rest of the colors and the busy background of the layout. So now that I have my photos in place, the other 2 pieces that I want to make sure that I have in place are my title and my journaling. For me, those 3 elements are the most important pieces to the page. I obviously need to have my photos, I want to have the story, and I want to have the journaling there as well, or excuse me, the title there as well. So I'm working with die cuts from the My Life 365 die cut pack. And if you have not used die cut packs from Bella Boulevard before, just know that you will get tons and tons of die cut pieces. So I went through those die cut pieces and pulled out a few that I wanted to use on this layout. And I'm just kind of playing with those and adhering them where I like them. Of course, the palm trees are the perfect die cut for this layout. And you'll notice below the photos, I have not adhered my title and my journaling yet. I just wanted to lay them on the page and make sure that I have a good spot for them. And then after I get my embellishments placed, I will go back and adhere the title and journaling. So I have this Bella Pop here. It's of a cute sandcastle, and I kind of go back and forth as to whether I want to place it on this layout. It's so cute and it works well with this page, but in the end, it doesn't make it to the final layout. I decided that I didn't love the scale of it and how it looked up against those palm trees. So the cluster on the embellishment cluster on the right, where I was putting those palm trees, was starting to frustrate me a little bit. So instead of continuing to get frustrated and push through, I decided to work on another section of the page, and then I'll come back to that right side where I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it yet in just a minute. So I have this cute die cut that, has some fun like beach ball and some flip-flops, just really perfect for a beach layout. I'm using foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. I believe they are the 1mm foam squares. They give my embellishments just a little bit of height without adding a ton of bulk to the page. But they just give that little bit of lift and a tiny bit of shadowing behind those embellishments. So I'm going to continue just adding a few little bits and pieces and kind of moving things around so that it looks exactly like I want it to. These tabs come double-sided, so you could fold them over and use them on a page on a mini album. But I went ahead and just used my scissors to cut those in half because I want to save that other piece and I can save it and use it on another layout. So when you're working with a layout, there's really no need to fold it over. You can go ahead and just trim that in half and then save the other one for another project. So I've decided it's time to adhere my journaling and my title. So my journaling I just printed at home with regular copy paper. I'm using the American Typewriter condensed font. And there's nothing special about it. I just printed that out and then cut it out with my paper trimmer to fit around or to fit in the space that I wanted it on my layout. Again, I have this tab that I'm just folding in half, so I have that crease line to follow, and then adding it to the top of the main photo on this layout, and I will save the other portion of that tab for another project. So I have most of my layout done now. I just have my title that I need to adhere. The title is from the 12 by 12 chipboard set in the My Life 365. I did kind of peel off the adhesive when I took it out of the packaging, simply because I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to put that. And then now that I know exactly where I want it to go, I'm just going back with some liquid adhesive to make sure that that heavy chipboard stays in place. And I just used some Nuvo liquid adhesive. I decided that I wanted to keep that embellishment cluster on the right a little more simple, and so I just have the two palm tree die cuts, and then I added that cute little red crab there at the bottom. I have a couple of clouds, chipboard clouds, that I wanted to just add a little bit more height there, so they go kind of in front of that sunshine die cut. And then I'm reaching into the package of puffy stickers. I usually leave puffy stickers and enamel dots as the last little bits that I put down on a layout. So I added some those fish puffy stickers are so tiny, but so cute to just kind of fill in there around my journaling. I added a fun starfish, and I think that's all I used from the puffy stickers. And then last, but certainly not least, I added a few enamel dots just to add a little bit of shine and dimension to a few places on the layout to finish things up. I am so happy with how this layout came together, and I think it's perfect for a vacation, a summery vacation layout. So make sure that you check out the spring and summer 2025 issue of Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. You can always find a link to the issue on the Scrapbook and Cards Today website, and you can check that issue out for free digitally. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me. Make sure that you subscribe here to the Scrapbook and Cards Today YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Have a wonderful day, friends.